But it looks like, yeah, we're actually starting with Anarchy, I believe. Yeah,
Right.
indeed.
So once again, we are seeing Anarchy first. It feels like if Anarchy is going to be on a team of champions, it's almost always first. Like, I think we are yet to see Anarchy not picked first when he's on a team. But you can just see why on a map like Ruins of Sarnath, where he can just navigate the map so freely.
But he gets taken out by a single rail, though. Clawz, that's one way to take Anarchy out.
I think that's the fastest I've actually seen him go. Now,
It makes sense,
down to
though.
Clutch. He's got Clutch already.
Yeah, obviously, the longer Anarchy goes on, the more he can inject himself, the more max health he's going to have. What's the point in picking him last? That's just not going to do much.
Absolutely tasty rails right now, and we're still very low on health already. But this is actually one of the main ways that you can actually deal with Clutch. I think the most effective way to sort of deter him at the moment is to just keep... If you're keeping distance, pick him off with rails and just literally whittle his health down. He's taken 3 rails, and yes, he survived, but look at his lack of health. He's only just got back up to, I believe that's 50.
He is still quite low, though, still underground.
He's very noisy.
He's got nowhere to run. Oh, the barrier's popped. That's actually quite good for Clawz. Just getting that barrier out nice and early means he's not going to be able to use it to chase down if he can get a good fight versus Clawz.
Yeah.
But I've already talked about how good Clutch can be versus Nyx. The fact that she can see, a Clutch can see where she's going in that Ghost Walk if he's got his barrier up. If the barrier's not there, that means you can actually use Ghost Walk to escape like normal.
You just see that X-ray silhouette of how fast Clutch was just flying down that hallway.
it's quite ridiculous, I will admit, but it's good. It's good because it means the character's decent.
Oh yeah, by far.
Oh, point blank with this yellow Clutch.
Forced to use the Ghost Walk, and now he has to escape. And you see WitchL really trying to just establish distance. Couple of seconds till the heavy armor spawns. Oh, mistimed just a little bit.
But he does have the heavy armor though. Taking that away from Clutch is quite important. May help up for quite some time. The problem is, when you're against Clutch, you don't want to let him stack up and get those megas. He's going in for the fight.
He's caught
Ghost Walk.
Yeah, he's caught next to the back spot. He's going in for the shield. What? You didn't quite have enough health to make that rocket jump, Clawz. Oh no.
I think that was a bit of a make or break situation. It was either, okay, I'm going to try and rocket jump hump here. It was risky. Unfortunately, just annihilated himself.
I think maybe he expected perhaps WitchL was going to make the chase.
Maybe
with,
Clutch is just
shield
that
wall.
intimidating. He just makes people do crazy things.
I go out on my own terms, Clutch. But I feel like maybe he was a bit worried about essentially the fact that maybe the push was going to happen, perhaps, with the shield wall.
See the patience coming out from WitchL though.
That's match down the rail.
Oh, pops the barrier. Oh, the die rob didn't quite go the way he wanted to, and there's the combo. The rocket into rail, the special.
Now, Clawz is down to his chunky champion. Sorlag's coming out. Oh, doesn't have a lot of health though, but the acid, oh, it catches him at the last minute, and that's going to tick down. Even if the rocket didn't connect, I'm fairly certain he was going to get taken out with the acid regardless. However, Clawz doesn't have a lot of health, but he has just caught WitchL on a spawn, so he's got very minimal weapons.
Bit of a bloodbath this round though. Both players already down to their final champions 3 minutes in. Oh, no, they're hit. There we go. There's the final frag by WitchL. He's going to take that first round over Clawz. Like I said, 3 minutes, and every champion in the game, bar one, is dead.
That was just a quick round of many, many frags trading back and forth, but I feel like it was just a nice variety of champions. It kind of results in almost like a different sort of play style. But
to be fair, WitchL actually lost his Anarchy very early in that round, so I'm quite surprised to see him make the full pullback with the Clutch.
Yeah, he pulled it back pretty well considering he lost Anarchy first. There we go. The second these agile champions get their hands on a railgun, the match does change quite significantly.
Heavy arms up now. His first fight could be here. Oh no. Oh, that rail misses. That's the kind of rail that took him out first.
Yeah, I mean, he died really quickly because of those rails that came out in the first round. It's no wonder he's being a bit more cautious, I think, this time, making sure it doesn't happen again.
Mega health got for quite a while, though. A fight breaking out at both of them at the same time. Look, at Clawz is significantly low on health.
They both have their survivability, though. I believe Clawz should actually have his Ghost Walk on top of the fact that WitchL has got his injection as well. Excuse me, sorry.
Another fight breaking out. Clawz still very low, kind of starved on pickups, it seems, at the moment.
I feel like at the very beginning, especially, normally when you expect an Anarchy, when you see an Anarchy, your first thought would be that it's going to be a really fast, aggressive round. But I kind of feel like it might even be the opposite of that. I feel like when Anarchy is on Ruins and he's able to sort of run rampant, at warp speed. Speaking of which, actually, Clawz coming up behind him with the assassination. No way was WitchL ready for that. And he loses Anarchy again because of a great Ghost Walk by Clawz.
Well, that's what we've been talking about, those aggressive Ghost Walks. If you use the Ghost Walk when they can't hear you do it, and they don't see you do it, you literally just appear on them, you teleport up, and that's it, they can't see you. And that's it, if you've got a rocket launcher, you're just appearing with 100 damage direct rockets.
Exactly. And now, in the last round, he was able to sort of try and compete with Clutch by doing a lot of damage from far distances. But I wonder if he's going to get a chance to do it again. Goes in for
the barrier is popped. Oh, and the Ghost Walk too.
He can still see him. Oh no, and he catches him with a rocket. That's going to be an absolute matchup changer. That Clawz was just going to go in for the Ghost Walk and go, that's fine, I'm going to get out of this bad situation. But Clutch can still see you when you go invisible.
No, but the thing is, Clawz actually, he hung around for the fight. I think he was planning on just using Ghost Walk to like waste the time on the barrier and then almost like go back to a normal fight. But the barrier lasts longer than you're invisible for.
Yeah, much longer. Almost like almost three times the length actually, in fact.
Yeah, just slightly miscalculated there, unfortunately. It's going to even things out to 2 champions apiece once more, so not quite as frag heavy as it was last round, but still getting there.
Oh, this round is over halfway finished now, though. Oh, going in for the shield wall.
Oh, that airborne direct rocket. But Clawz actually took a deceiving. He's got quite a lot of health left, considering how much he just took.
Yeah, especially seeing as the fact that he's now actually just caught Ranger with a bunch of crucial damage too, forcing Clawz to run away from the fight. A little bit too late on this, I think. Oh no, actually Clawz, was he looking to meet him? Confident decision, but kind of feel like he may have allowed WitchL to sort of go towards that mega health. Neither player actually really looking towards that mega health this game. Have you noticed that?
It does seem that way. It's a bit weird because that barrier from Clutch almost guarantee it for him. You can tell Clawz is trying to be. I mean, obviously patience above all else. So they're being more careful than usual. But that makes sense. We've seen what can happen when you rush your way in.
Much slower game. Neither player with a champion advantage yet, so even though we go into a 1-minute warning, I do have a higher risk of going into sudden death at this point.
Well, quite an interesting matchup to be stuck on sudden death with, though, is the Ranger Clutch. Because let's not forget, the Ranger Dire Orb does actually go clean through the barrier.
Yeah, I think the barrier is one of those interesting facts where it's like it can sort of directly counter some champions, but the nature of just how it works
but it's not a guaranteed protection against others.
Yeah, is that it's almost like, you know, it beats some champions in terms of like ability versus ability, but at the same time, some champions have great counters to his shield wall, and the Ranger is one of those examples.
Oh, there we go, the barrier is popped. Oh! That was wonderfully timed. Clawz waited for him to take a shot, so the barrier went down and he took advantage of it. And now he just has to run away for 30 seconds and he'll win the round.
That was superbly timed. He waited for the rail to go down. Obviously, when Clutch fires his weapon, his shield will go down. However, hang on a minute. No, he went down to go towards the armor, but he's losing a lot of health and chased down. I wonder if it was worth going down there. No doubt WitchL was waiting for him. And now we risk going into sudden death.
But he is very low on health, though. If Clawz can find him, he can finish him off. But it looks like he's just doing a good job of topping up.
Oh, no, he's caught him with the trousers down. And there we go. Just like that. Gets another round on the board.
Yeah, that's going to be it. 1 round apiece. I mean, these matches are going down really low to the ground. Just like that. I mean, I like that, though. I kind of prefer to see the frags flying in left, right, and center.
At that last minute, you know, at that last possible minute where he essentially was trying to look for just a bunch of small health. He was trying to not really stay obvious with how he escaped.
Or they trade ability for ability. Ghost Walk comes through, fully healed again. WitchL doesn't have any armor, which, oh, that rail, that could have killed him by itself. Let's not forget, he will die in 1 rail if he has no armor. It's just Anarchy things.
Indeed. Now, every round so far, WitchL has lost his Anarchy relatively early. Even though in round number 2 it went on for a lot longer, he still lost his Anarchy early on. And he's going to lose his Anarchy just as early again. He gets hit by that mid-air, and Clawz is in the driver's seat with more champions on deck. It's going to be naturally faster for champions like Nyx to actually get their full health back as well, because obviously they have less health, which means that getting full health is easier for them.
Oh wow, Clawz taking a full rocket there. Very weak, nothing left to really survive with. This mega health, there we go, that's exactly what he needs to top himself back up again. Nice and healthy, but still no armor. It's a bit at risk of some of those long range weapons, but gets a little bit now. I like the pathing though, when they realize what they need. Oh. Yeah, he thought he was going to get followed, I think. Just wanted to pop that just in case.
I think in some matchups like this, it's better to be safe than sorry, because you don't 100% need the Ghost Walk to win a fight. But if it's a matter between, you know, risking getting fragged and losing your nicks or keeping your nicks, then I think sometimes it's always better to sort of play that safe bet. Don't even run the risk of getting taken out. Oh, meets him into the rail.
These rails are connecting really well, but at the end of the day, Nyx just does not have a lot of health, and WitchL just has a massive life lead going into this final fight. He's tanked 3 rails, and WitchL is still alive. Oh, he gets hit by the 4th. The trade coming out, but 4 rails is what it took to finish off that Sorlag.
And
just to add insult to injury, it wasn't even a clean frag. They traded again, and we once again find ourselves with this final pairing. No, not quite. Clawz has the Sorlag back up, but WitchL now on his last champion, this clutch, which we've actually seen do quite a lot of work by itself, but now he has to take out 2 champions.
Hang on, the aggressive shield wall, but really nicely timed die-roll actually. Clawz not even being close to that situation, but look at the fact that now Clutch, 88 HP left. He can only tank 2 more rails, and then he'll, well, that's it. 8 health left.
8 health, that is not much at all. If he gets tagged by anything, he's going to be dead.
Bear in mind, Clutch has by far the biggest hitbox in the game, so if Clawz didn't see him there. He was looking left, he should have been looking right, but not that time when he was looking in the right direction. 2 rounds to 1 for Clawz.
Looking really strong so far. Really strong. I mean, 2 to 1. I mean, it just comes down to rails. You know, we're seeing a lot of rails be almost like the deciding factors by themselves today, because they do so much damage, and if you're like consistently hitting them in a row, that's a lot of health.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a bigger target like Clutch and you're caught without your barrier.
But I guess that's always going to be Clutch's biggest weakness, is that he has got the largest hitbox of any of the champions, which means that if you are even a remotely good shot, it's unlikely, unless, you know, it's a great dodge, that you're going to miss many shots on it.
Oh.
I feel like Clawz has actually a very aggressive approach to dealing with this Anarchy. He's not really letting WitchL sort of run rings around him.
That's something we see Anarchy, especially in Ruins of Sarnath, do quite a lot. Have a lot of freedom of movement, getting around wherever he wants to be, basically whenever he wants to be there. Clawz is really kind of just calling him out on that.
It's a very full-on approach, but clearly it's working out for him, because he is 1 round up on WitchL, 2 to 1. 3 out of 5 maps, so all he has to do is win 1 more round, he'll be up a map. This Anarchy versus Nyx situation, a matchup we're just all too familiar with at this point. 2 very popular champions in duel specifically.
Heavy armor up in 5 seconds time. There we go, try and take this fight. Oh, Anarchy versus Nyx, he's quite low. Ghost Wall comes down, Anarchy gets hold of the heavy armor. Oh, misses that final rail.
Yeah, it wasn't able to actually get the shot off in time because Nyx was stuck in that Ghost Walk for just a little bit too long, letting WitchL get away unscathed. Now, every round so far, he's lost his Anarchy really early on. You wonder if he's going to repeat the process with this.
Not quite sure. Looks like he's hovering around this mega health. He definitely wants to control it. In 2 seconds, Clawz isn't really able to stop him from doing it, so WitchL is going to get hold of both of them. Oh, rail didn't quite land on the mark. Rocket's coming through, though. He knows he's around the corner.
Yeah, I even see like Clawz having to use that wall jump just to make sure he doesn't get hit by a wall, but otherwise it'll almost be guaranteed splash damage on those rockets.
Oh, wow. Surprising each other there. Don't think either of you expected them to be on the side.
Definitely caught off guard right there. However.
Oh, wait, no, he's down to the point!
1 HP and a direct rocket seconds before the mega health. That was almost a costly mistake, but what a turnaround right there.
That's what Clawz needs to finish this round off, though, forcing him off Anarchy and bringing him left with, once again, just the Sorlag and Clutch that Clawz has been doing an amazing job of playing around.
That was unbelievably close. Too close for comfort. Unfortunately for WitchL, he has lost the Anarchy once again. I just feel like Clawz has just dealt with this Anarchy matchup so intelligently. And again, he's going to be using the Ghost Walk. Clawz trying to read where he's going to come out, but unfortunately is unsuccessful. Gets a bunch of damage on the LG and finished off with the rail. WitchL down to his final champion, which is going to be Clutch. All or nothing.
It's quite a tall order of a comeback to make, but you know, don't call it impossible. It's just going to be quite difficult with Clutch. I mean, he's playing really well. I mean, he's into this next, so he definitely can chase down this Ghost Walk, but waiting in the wings is Ranger. A Dire Orb does have a bit of an answer to what Clutch wants to do, and even then Sorlag as well. It's going to be quite difficult, I think, unless he can just get some ridiculous momentum controlling these power-ups and then just keep it going. Oh, but he got hit by a rail anyway.
Going inside, is using it aggressively. WitchL's on the hunt. You can still see him, but he's having so much lightning gun. It's looking likely Clawz is going to do it, and he does. 3 straight champions, and he's now got 3 rounds up, 1 game. Our second to last.
There it is.
Map.
That bright yellow clutch again.
I know you're a big fan of that.
It's sweet. Right, let's have a look at the draft. So the same Clawz has gone for... he's actually swapped out Nyx with Polosatiy.
Now, WitchL has kept his composition, though. He's got that Sorlag, Anarchy, and Clutch pick.
Do you think he's actually swapped out Nyx because he saw how much it just didn't work? But you saw Agents Clutch earlier on just shut down Nyx.
Potentially, but wow! Either way, a very early frag coming out by Clawz with both the lightning gun and the acid spit. And he's done a good job of actually getting some of his health and armor back, so he's going to be ready for this next fight anyway.
Indeed he is, and Clutch already off the table, so if that's what WitchL really wanted to do more, it is already down. Well, you have to be really careful. Oh, Mega's hit!
For the first time in this series as well, WitchL has actually not gone for Anarchy first. It was his second pick this time round. He's got the super shotgun, but unfortunately just not able to do enough damage to really count. And Clawz back up to 100 HP, make that 125.
Oh, sort of like getting poked down quite a lot here, but that massive amount of overall HP really shining on at the moment.
Consistently getting that super shotgun, but it's just not enough to count at the moment.
Oh, obviously seeing that damage over time through the wall is letting Clawz know exactly where he is. Oh, that lightning gun.
No champions are going down just yet, but the health is super low. WitchL goes in for the injection. Is he confident he can stay here? Trying to go around, juke the rockets, but it's not finished. Sorlag still has 2 HP left.
That's all right. That's 1 more HP than he needs.
Insane. I mean, he's landed so many shotgun blasts, but it's just not enough. Clawz still standing.
Mega health. Oh, that super shotgun. Look how much damage that does versus the bigger targets.
On the lower health, the shotgun just never killed. But the second Clawz picked up that mega, that's when the 100+ damage came out and finished the job. But now, as you can see, WitchL now sticking with Anarchy. But now Clawz going on to Polosatiy.
See, he's weighing on that mega health. He's going to be able to secure it though.
WitchL heard it.
Coming through.
Yeah, WitchL heard it get collected. Oh, catches him from the top with a rocket. That's going to do big damage. 79 on top of that. BJ looking like he's in a bit of trouble. Oh, we heard him use it.
Oh, he faked him out. Goes for the dual wield as well. But he's got the injection, not quite immediately in trouble. The dual wield runs out. Still got the lightning gun though. Still trying to do a lot of damage. And what a shot!
That was fantastic. And now Clawz is down to Ranger. WitchL with his Anarchy. You know, I think his Anarchy's done such a good job. I really feel like we're going to see him go with Anarchy first next time. Catches him with it. Who's going to win on this? Going in for the injection. He's not finished. There we go. What a round from WitchL. Now, that was a really good call. I'm expecting him to actually go Anarchy first in this round.
It was also just playing around the injection really well, right? He was just saving it for those fights. And when he got really low, I mean, it seems obvious, right? Topping yourself up when you get low, but he was doing it perfectly to the point that it was almost guaranteeing him every fight.
No, he's gone in for Clutch again. Oh, there we go. The shield wall to just soak up everything. And that's just the bully playstyle that Clutch brings to the table. If he's got a rocket and a shield wall, you are in big trouble.
Oh, what a prediction there. He was going to go straight to that rocket. Obviously, this is a map with no rail, so that rocket launcher is kind of the most desired weapon.
That point-blank super shotgun looking to finish him off. Speaking of which, though, he's got to be careful because they have the dual wield. Clawz really using the dual wield just to keep WitchL away, establish that distance so he can safely escape. Clutch has the mega health now. He's going to be super chunky. Oh, wow. He's not ready for Clawz to come around. Going in for the shield wall again. He has got it, but with 35 HP, he's got to be super careful. Oh, we went in for the chase. Yeah, he just ate a bunch of lightning
He was
guns.
just kept at bay there, like absolutely at arm's reach. We're going to get this barrier cooldown a little bit. Oh no, that might be death, yeah. I'd be very surprised if he survived that with the amount of health he'd taken.
So that's going to be a free mega health for Clawz as well, who's going to be nicely stacked up in terms of health. And now, again, WitchL going in for that Anarchy pick second. I'm really, honestly, really surprised with the performance that we saw. We didn't see WitchL go in for the Anarchy first.
Oh, he's popped the dual wield. Thinks he can chase him down. A little bit.
A little bit too far away, unfortunately.
bit of rocket damage, nothing too much. Controlling the mega health though, that's going to be really important. Anarchy's already being hard enough to deal with as is, let alone when he's stacked out on health. Alright, that's control of both of them. Wow, much better round for Clawz. Now, you see this a lot, I think, on this map in particular, where someone tries to lightning gun and the opponent keeps them at a longer range with the super nail gun. Because it's got more range and more damage. Obviously, no hit scan, but at the same time, it means that if you're going to lightning gun someone else, they're just going to have that range advantage on you. Oh, catches him from the top down, but actually sort of almost rocket jumps him back up. And they kind of just trade positions at that point. Oh, there's the dual wield. Oh, and he's not going to survive this time. That does so much damage, especially against someone like Anarchy. Now WitchL down to a Sorlag. It was a really good comeback from WitchL in the first round, but Clawz looking much more comfortable this time. Oh, look at the tracking on that lightning gun. Oh, wow. Wow. Melted. Yeah, absolutely deleted from existence. 1 round apiece. Clawz, after what was quite a one-sided first round, is able to bring it back. Wow, once again, this would have been the map choice of WitchL, so you can see why he's picked it. I think Corrupted Key. It seems like a really good map for Clutch. Oh, by far. Like, straight up. Here we go, this time now going in for that Anarchy first. Understandable. I think Anarchy is still putting in the most work out of all of his champions. Clutch is doing a good job as well, but with WitchL in particular, his Anarchy is doing a great job in this series. He's going to be able to take him down. He can see how low he's getting him. He can see exactly where he is because of those number values. It's really an underrated tool. And the lightning gun to finish it off. If he just got a little bit of a closer super shotgun, maybe we would have seen Sorlag go down. But because of that, totally fine. But WitchL also opted to start with Anarchy there instead of Clutch. Yep, lost it straight away. That's definitely not the start he was hoping for. Well, that's just kind of what we mentioned, right? Where it's like, I feel like his Anarchy's been doing so much work. It makes sense that he's picked it. A little bit of damage coming out from machine gun, but really not anything too substantial. Oh, the lightning gun tracking coming through. Clawz is being really good with this. Oh, he takes the health from him! Oh! Point blank, though. Wow. That was rude. That was just one of the most satisfying things to hit at point blank as a super shotgun versus the big body. They just dissolve. However, WitchL going in for Clutch is his final champion again in the round. He has a lot of work to do. Are we going to see the acid spit going straight through? He's managed to take it down. At the same time, those number values, he knows exactly where he's run off to, but then again, it's no mystery. The mega health has spawned. I mean, he made the read. You know, there's health to the left, health to the right. Clawz went to the right. Let's go to the left. Oh, but he's chasing him down again, taking this fight immediately, and that's going to be it. And just like that, after a pretty one-sided first round and start of the second round, he's actually able to bring this one back to a full match point. Clawz looking super dominant at this moment. These 2 rounds have been very convincing. And it was a really strong first map for Clawz as well. If he wins this round, he will be moving on into the regionals, facing off against the rest of the top EU region competition. However, WitchL actually has opted to go back to picking Clutch first this time. Maybe confident he can get some early frags with that shield wall in hand, especially with the rocket launcher being as dangerous as it is. He has used the barrier already though, and hasn't quite worked out. The health advantage is kind of, well, now it's in the way of Clawz, but the fight itself was kind of even at the time. 3 seconds before the heavy armor spawns, but right now it kind of looks like WitchL's looking to secure that. Sunskit's just got a normal machine gun. I'm not quite sure if that's enough to cut it. From distance, you do see some people almost try and sort of like snipe with range, because bear in mind there's no railgun on this map, so the heavy machine gun's the closest thing you have to something that will snipe from distance. You can see him just really trying to get that distance away. Oh, he's headed him off absolutely beautifully, and he landed the acid too! How much damage was that? That was a fantastic sequence from Clawz, where he rocket jumped to give himself that boost of speed, cut WitchL off in his tracks, and just annihilated him with the acid spit. It's the power of Sorlag. If you get some just impact damage by themselves, and then it starts to tick, it can add up to a ridiculous degree. Now, already Clawz has the champion advantage. If he can take out this Anarchy, WitchL is in big trouble because he'll be down to his Sorlag, and that's it. Bear in mind, he's now match point down. He really cannot afford to lose any more champions if he wants to pull this one back. Well, I think if any of his champions have sort of been looking impressive enough in the series to do so, it's Anarchy is probably his star champion so far. At the same time, you know, he's very, very squishy. Oh, and just like that, he's going to go down immediately to acid, bringing him down to just a lone Sorlag, who is admittedly immune to the... No, he caught the spawn! That is such an unfortunate spawn. He spawned right in the line of sight of Clawz, who just went in with the kill there.